my channel. It's the girl Banks, and I'm back with another video. But you already know what's next. Subscribe to my channel so you can be notified whenever I post a video. Come on, y'all. This is a routine at this point. You already know, so just do it. Just do it. Okay, so as some of you may know, if you've been following my channel from the start, I bought my first car in November. It has now been like 6 months since I got my car. Got it, yeah, it's April, so December. 5 months? Almost 6 months? Something like that. Yeah, and I'm ready to give y'all some insights on how to get your first car. Like, we're baddies out here. We want to ride. You know, it wasn't cute. I wasn't feeling cute driving my mom's car. Like, she has a mom car appropriate for her age, but not mine. And yeah, I needed my own car, and I know that some of y'all feel me on that one. So let's get into it. And yes, I'm giving y'all natural baddie. Yeah. No makeup. It's a nice day. I wanted to let my skin breathe. I want to come to you guys as I am. You know, I usually hit you with the glam, but today I'm coming to you as I am. And yes, that was a bar. You need to know your budget. How much are you trying to spend on a car? You need to know how much money you have. You need to know how much you can afford a month. That is key, because that's going to help us figure out everything else. What are you trying to spend? What's in the bank, or what can you save by such and such date? How much are you trying to spend a month reasonably? How much can you afford a month? And when we say afford a month, we're not just talking about car payment. We're also talking about insurance. How much can you afford in insurance a month? But we'll get into insurance in a minute. Once you have your budget, you need to know, what are you looking for in a car? What is it that you want in a car? When people ask me what did I want in a car, I said it needs to be black or white, it needs to be cute, it needs to be a truck or an SUV, and it needs to have Bluetooth, CarPlay.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Those were the only qualifications that I had in a car. Sad, very vain, very, it's giving she doesn't know anything about vehicles. And you know what? You wouldn't be wrong. So for you, don't do what I did. You need to know, first, maybe let's talk about, where do you live? Is it far to get places? Is it close to get places? You want to know how that car is going to do on gas. So you know, if you have to drive, you know, if everything is 10 minutes away, like where I live, 10 minutes away, you know, gas, or how, of course you want your car to do well on gas, but it's not going to be that big of a deal because you're not taking long trips. If you live in a big city where things are 30 to 45 minutes to get away, 30 to 45 minutes to...
Huh?
30 to 45 minute trips every time, you want a car that's going to do better on gas. You don't have to keep roll my window up because this is trying me. You want a car that's going to do better on gas, so you don't have to fill it up so many times during the week. Like, nobody wants to do that. That's really annoying, especially if you drive a lot. Also, I live somewhere that's very snowy, icy, gets a lot of snow in the winter. I want a car that's going to do well in the snow, because if I'm driving, I'm not trying to be slipping and sliding.
I mean, it's in the streets. God damn!
That's not fun. It's actually very scary, and I wouldn't recommend. So I wanted my car to have all-wheel drive. I wanted to sit up high. I wanted to do well in the snow. That was important to me. If you live somewhere that's sunny, it doesn't really matter. Think about what you want for what's going to do best for your geographical location. Are you living in the city? Are you living in the suburbs? Like, just think about those things. My car, in terms of gas, my car is a 4-cylinder. Not too sure what that means, but I believe it means it does really well on gas. When I first got my car, it was $23 to fill up. You know, that's nothing in terms of gas. That's absolutely nothing. Once you decide what you want in a car, how you want it to look, what type of car you want, like, did you want an SUV, you want a truck, you want a sedan, you want a hatchback, you want a coupe, now you need to decide, who are you going to go with? What dealer are you going to go with? I have a Kia Seltos. I didn't really do much research into Kias. But my sister had a Kia, and that car, she's had a Kia since 2016, 2015, something like that, and it's still up and running. So I'm like, they got to be good. But yes, do more research. Look into other people that have the type of the dealer that you're looking into. Is it a Ford? Is it a Chevy? Is it a Honda? Is it a Kia? Is it a Hyundai? Is it a Volvo? I just saw a Volvo right there. So ask around. How does your car do? How much is it to replace parts? How often is your car breaking down? How often is your car breaking down? What is customer service like? How do they treat you when you call and you have an issue? Things like that you need to consider when buying a car, because cars are investments. You know, this is not just something that you're gonna have. I mean, unless you're rolling, unless you got it like that, then you get a new car whenever you want. But for most people, you're gonna have this car for at least another 5 years, probably, at least. So this is something that you're gonna want to keep dealing with. You don't want to keep dealing with if the car is sucky, if the make is horrible, if you have to constantly replace the parts, if there's something is always going wrong. Like, that's something that you don't want to deal with that. So you need to look into those things. Look on YouTube, look on Google, look on Reddit. Like I said, ask around. Look on Twitter. I don't know, any type of media where people are leaving reviews. Look on there. Go on the website or something like that. Look it up. Do a lot of research. Look into it, because this is something that you're going to be spending a lot of money on, something that you're going to spend a lot of time with, and nobody wants to buy a bucket, number one, buy a lemon, and nobody wants to deal with problems with all these other things going on in life. Your car does not need to be a constant issue. And that brings me to, do you want a new or do you want a used car? I want a brand new car, because sorry, my battery died. But yes, do you want a new car or do you want a used car? I got a brand new car, because I'm assuming if I get a brand new car in 2021, there should be absolutely no issues. I should have no issues for at least a year or two. I should have no issues. This car is brand spanking new, straight off of the dealership. Nobody has driven it. There should be no issues. So consider that. Like I said, I got a new car, so that's what I'm going to be speaking on. We're getting a used car. I don't have that much experience. I don't have any experience with. Don't know why I said that much. I don't have any experience with. So take what applies and leave what doesn't. So now you have your budget, you've done your research on the type of car you want. So you know that you want to put down X amount of dollars. You know that you want to pay this much a month. And like I said earlier, car insurance. So say you want to pay $200 a month in car payment. Or let's say you want your total car expense for the month to be $400. So once you have the car that you want, you need to call up your car insurance. So if you've never dealt with car insurance, you do your research on which insurance provider is the best. If you're around my age, 22, 21, 20, 19, blah, 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 they are going to tax you because we're a liability. They say we don't know how to drive. I mean, not my words, that's theirs. So the car insurance is going to be more expensive, especially if you're doing it on your own and not like under your parent or whatever. So you call up your car insurance and you say, I'm thinking about getting a 2021 Kia Seltos. You just need a quote. They're going to ask you for the VIN number. You don't have that, so you just need a quote. So they're going to say, this is going to be a rough estimate because I need the exact VIN number to give you the exact price. But say it's $186 a month or whatever. So say you want your total to be $400. Now whatever 400 minus 186 is as much as you want to pay in your car payment a month. So now you have that number. Let me do the numbers so that we can work. Let's just do 200 and 200 to make it very simple. Car insurance is $200 a month, and now you want your car payment to be $200 a month because you only want to spend at most $400. So at most your car payment needs to be $200 a month because your insurance is not going to budge. Your car payment you can negotiate. Okay, so now you have your budget. You know exactly how much you're trying to spend. You know what car you want. Before you went to the dealership, I would strongly recommend going to your credit union or your bank and getting a car loan, because if you depending on your credit, if you finance your car, get a car loan through the dealership, the interest rate is probably going to be higher than if you went through your own credit union or your own bank. My credit union gave me a car loan. I applied. They pre-approved me for an interest rate of 4.2%. When I got to the dealership, I ended up not being able to use the car loan because I needed to finance through them to get the incentives on the car. So I started off with a 6% interest rate, and then he knocked it down to 5%. Whatever. So it's still a little more than if I would have got it through my credit union, but it's really not that drastic. And my car payment a month is actually very, very cheap, so not that big of a deal. But yes, so if you get a car loan through your credit union or your bank, then you go in there basically with your down payment and the rest in a car loan. You have the cash to just buy the car outright from the dealership. You know, you're not technically buying it outright because you're going to have to pay your credit union or your bank, but you have the cash, so you can go in there and just be like, I have the $25,000 here, give me the car type thing. So consider that, do that, because that'll help you in the long run with your interest payment. Now we're talking about negotiation. And technically, my boyfriend did all the negotiation for me, but I'm still a strong, independent woman, okay? And we don't need our boyfriends. I might have needed him the first time, but you guys have me. Okay, and I'm going to let you know what I learned, because I sat there and didn't say much, but I was absorbing. Now, you thought I was just sitting there. You thought I was just sitting there letting things happen, but I was absorbing like a sponge. So the next time I go get a car, I don't need no man. I don't need nothing. I need me and my research, because I have my research and I have my budget and I know what I want, and you're not going to play me. I know what I'm going to do. So, negotiation, shop around. Date. Take it like dating. You don't need to put all your eggs in one man or one partner. You don't need to put all of your eggs in one dealership. Don't be afraid to go to a dealership and they talking crazy or they're saying a price that you don't like. All right, thank you for your time. Not gonna happen. It's not gonna work.
Shout out to everybody. I had fun.
I gotta be good.
You know, it's not my path. It's not gonna work. Leave. They're going to try to convince you that the other dealerships are going to have a fake price online, and when you get there, it's going to be more expensive, which may be true, but hey, you have to figure it out for yourself, because they're still going to be there charging an arm and a leg when you get back. They ain't selling cars that fast. So, we went to like 4 dealerships. The first one, talking crazy. All right, thank you. We'll have a good one. I did a little test drive. They also say you should test drive your car. Child, I was so thirsty to get a car. That didn't matter to me, but yeah, test drive, I guess. If it's a brand new car, I don't imagine. It depends on what you're looking for in a car, but for me, I didn't really need to test drive it. The car is a car at the end of the day. But yeah, test drive. Some will find that important before you go to the dealership, they say. But yes, negotiation. Before you go, also before what I did before I went to negotiation, I watched a lot of videos on YouTube of this one channel. I don't remember his name, but he's a previous like car salesman, and he was telling me telling people all the tips and the tricks that car salesmen do to try to get you to pay more money. All the fees that you don't really have to pay that are BS, like all that stuff to look out for, because they will try to charge you that, and then they'll try to like take it off, like you never had to charge you that in the first place. So you're not fooling anyone but yourself, basically. So yes, don't be afraid to walk away. Don't be afraid to shop around. You are no dummy. You did your research. You know what you're trying to pay. You know what you can afford. You're not going to let anybody pressure you into taking on a loan or something that you can't afford. You're not going to be so eager to get a car that you just accept anything. We don't do that around here. No, we know our worth, because we're going to think long term and not just immediate satisfaction and immediate gratification, right? Right. Just, I would say our strategy, our strategy was every time they said a price that we didn't like, I don't think we can do that. I don't know. Maybe we just can't get this car today. And they were so thirsty to sell the car because, one, it was coronavirus. It's a pandemic. And people aren't in there buying cars, obviously. 2, it is Black Friday. Another key. Get your car on a holiday. They're usually having sales, or towards the end of the year, because this didn't exactly apply to my car. because I have a 2021, but like if you're trying to get a 2020, they're trying to, if you're, say this year you're trying to get a 2021, the cars are going to be cheaper towards the end of the year because they're trying to get those 2021s, those 2020s, those 2018s or whatever off of the lot so they can bring on the 2022s and make more room. So they're trying to get those cars out. They're trying to just sell them. Like, they're going to work with you if you know, don't just immediately go in there and be like, okay, what'd you say? $500 million down and $6,200 a month? Okay, with a 105% interest rate? Oh, thanks. I just want my keys. Like, no, don't do that. Ginger broke, like, yeah, every time he said something, it was like, yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna work. And he's like, okay, wait, what if we did this? What if we did this? And it got to the point where we went out to the car to talk about it, and because I saw on TikTok that sometimes they like listen around, like they'll leave, but like through the phone they can like listen. I don't know if that's true, but we went to the car to talk about it, and the guy came up to the car like, hey man, I'm trying to sell this car, how much are you trying to pay? Like, we could do this much. And it was a really great number. It's actually better than when I actually signed the papers. It was like $10 cheaper a month than when I signed the papers or whatever. But yeah, they were thirsty. They were very thirsty. So it's like they wanted to sell that car, and we got a good price. Basically, just be strong. Just know that you know what you're talking about. You're not an idiot. You're not dumb. You're not a fool. You're not going to let anybody just take advantage of you, because they will try to. And you know what you want, and you know what you're going to pay, and you could do this, girl. You got it. We got this. Okay? That's all that I have for today. I hope you guys learned something. Leave anything in the comments that you feel I might have left out. And I think I'm going to do another video on like things to consider or things to know about car upkeep now that I've had my car for some time. So let me know in the comments if you want that one. But as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch y'all next time.
TM, ... I'm out this bitch.